So Baldur's Gate 3 won video game of the year, and of course, people are mad and people are happy. Just like everything else, it is very divided. But today is December the 9th, and another week has passed in my little entertainment bubble universe that I'm going to talk to you about. So, first things first, let's rewind the week back a couple of days. The Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer leaked, and then it was officially released later by Rockstar. Um, Grand Theft Auto has never really been my cup of tea. I tried getting into them. I always buy them or rent them, play them for a couple days, and then I just get burned out. I get that people love it. I understand it. This one looks amazing from what I've seen. A friend of mine called it Florida the video game, which makes sense because there's a lot of screen grabs that could easily pass as Florida. Um, I don't know if I'm going to play it. More power to the people that enjoy it and will play it for years and mod the hell out of it. Um, I know they've had GTA 5 for a long time and they've been waiting for GTA 6. It's, you know, a meme at this point when GTA 5 came out compared to when GTA 6 came out. But Rockstar is one of those studios that can pull it off. They've earned that goodwill because of what they put out for the most part. Um, People love them. And if you're going to get it, more power to you. Nothing wrong with it. I know it's had like the most views in 24 hours for a video game or some shit like that. So that's pretty impressive. Um, it sucks that it got leaked online, but the internet's gonna internet. And, thankfully, Rockstar just decided to officially release the trailer a day early. Because all over the internet, people were talking about it. So it's not a bad thing necessarily. Um, the video game awards. Yes, like I said, Baldur's Gate 3 won video game of the year. That seemed like it was going to be the surefire winner, anyways. So I don't see why people are mad. I didn't watch the awards this year just because I was busy doing other stuff. But I did try to keep tabs on who won. I was kind of surprised that the voice actor for Clive didn't win for best performance, but apparently the guy from Baldur's Gate 3 absolutely killed it. So I know how good the voice actor for Clive was. So if he won, that says a lot about that. So congratulations to that guy. Um, Also, Spider Man got nominated for like 7 awards and they didn't win anything. That's kind of sucks. Spider Man 2 was an amazing game. But, it is what it is when it comes to these awards. And they didn't win anything. But I still highly recommend it if you are a PlayStation uh, owner. Um, I think that's going to be it for my thoughts on the awards themselves. I saw that they had Matthew McConaughey, Timothy Chalamet, a few other people show up, which is pretty cool. I know that Jeff Keighley needs some star power to get these advertisers or studios invested. He does a pretty good job of running the video game awards from what I've seen. Uh, each year, it seems more and more productions going behind it. I did hear some complaints this year that the um, basically the video game people that received awards didn't really have enough time to give any speeches. Um, or they were kind of limited to how long they had. Um, and I guess that makes sense, but at a certain point, you got to let these guys, throw flowers out to their people. The voice actor for Kratos, speaking of speeches, took a nice little shot at Call of Duty, and some Call of Duty devs and former devs got little butt hurts. Um, hey, if you don't want people to talk shit about your campaign, make it longer than 3 hours. You expect people to pay 60, $70 for, multiplayer at that point. If the campaign's going to be afterthought, don't use a Modern Warfare brand because the Modern Warfare original 1, 2, and 3 were very story based, campaign based. So you know what? People are gonna start calling you out on your shit. Fans call you out on your shit, and then you get kind of like defensive, and you're like, oh, it doesn't mean anything. It's just fans. They're never happy. And then when your peers say something, then you get sad and in your feelings. Sometimes it is what it is. They are saying he said what a lot of people would thought, and now that it's out there and people laughed at your expense, now your tail's in between your legs. Get over it. Onto the trailers. There was a lot that was released or announced. Some of them I'm interested in. I went into this video game awards not really like, oh, I'm expecting this trailer. So that's probably why I wasn't too invested into it this year. But there were some that came out trailers wise that kind of caught my eye. The first one was that Jurassic Park Survival. I'm a big Jurassic Park fan. Survival horror games, when done right, um, are very fun. Uh, they build the tension and they get the heart racing. And I've been waiting for a dinosaur based survival horror game. So hopefully they do that one right and we get to go back to Isla Sorna? Isla Nubar? I can't remember. One of the two. The island from the very first video game. And hopefully we can run for our lives from the raptors and T Rexes and all that good stuff. Monster Hunter Wilds was announced, and it clearly doesn't look like Monster Hunter World, and that's a good thing. Nothing against Monster Hunter World. I absolutely love it. That was my first Monster Hunter game, so I will be checking out Wilds is what it's called in 2025. Of course, it's a long time away, but it looks like it's more modern graphic wise. Um, Hunting is always fun, especially when you do it with your buddies. So I'm ready. I'm gonna be excited to squat up and go hunt all the giant ass monsters that can one shot you randomly and frustrate us until we kill them. The Last Sentinel. I'm excited about this one because I have a little personal connection to it. Apparently, this is a game my buddy is working on, and he's been working on it. And he said surprise whenever they showed that trailer. So now I have to check it out, and for his sake, I hope it entertains me because if not, we will completely roast him until he puts out a new game. So that one, I'm going to keep an eye out. Blade was a surprise one I did not expect. It's being made by one of Bethesda studios. I know some people are worried that it's going to be an Xbox exclusive, and to that I say it's okay. PlayStation has the Spider-Man games. They're probably going to have the Wolverine game. We don't know if that's going to be exclusive or not, or if they've said. I've already forgotten. But it's okay if another Marvel game is made that's exclusive. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Um, you know, Sometimes these systems they don't need extra incentives for people to buy them, but I don't have an Xbox, but I'll probably pick it up on my laptop if they put it on Xbox Live. I think it is. I can't remember Xbox Store. If not, maybe I'll buy the cheap version of the Xbox if the game looks fun. I don't doubt Bethesda. I'm sure they can. They have a proven record, so yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a good one. Um, OD, which is an interesting one. It's by Kojima and Jordan Peele. The combination of those two gets me very excited. They didn't say anything outside of the name, which is probably a code for something else, knowing Kojima. And they announced a few actors that are tied to it by motion capture, like a motion capture scene. Um, but Jordan Peele aspect of it is what has me excited because it's telling me it's going to be a horror style game. We of course missed out on the Silent Hill game with Kojima and Del Toro. Um, for some reason, people are talking shit about Kojima. Like, I don't get it. If you don't like him, fine. Go play something else. Anyways, that's the internet for you. But I am intrigued. The last game he put out with his studio was Death Stranding, which I sadly have not beaten yet, and that is always because when I start it, something magically drops out of nowhere that takes the internet by storm, and I get sucked into that. So my plan is to originally go back and play Death Stranding for sure. I think this one's also an Xbox exclusive. Nothing wrong with that, because I know he is not under any branch, so any big studio. So that would be pretty cool for Xbox. I know they need some more exclusives. No knock on them, just pointing out the facts. So that's going to be one that I will be looking forward to seeing more of. We got a new trailer for a Dragon Ball Z game, and I say new surprisingly because this is apparently a continuation of the um, Tenkaichi series, if I'm not mistaken. I know I'm butchering that name when I've said it thousands of times growing up. But apparently, this one's going to have the biggest roster ever, covering OG Dragon Ball all the way to the current manga stuff, which is pretty cool. So the diehard Dragon Ball Z fans, super fans, will have a nice little fighting game to, hold them over for a couple of years. I will be maining Trunks if I pick this game up because I am a fan of Trunks. And lastly, the First Descent. That one looks interesting. I'm getting a Monster Hunter squad based, um, like Souls like game. I don't know much about it outside of that trailer that was shown at the Game Awards. Maybe there's been more stuff out there, and I've just forgotten about it. But it looks very futuristic. They kind of tease a boss fight or two, so I will look into that one some more. That one could be right up my alley if it is more Souls like with a squad aspect to it. That could be fun. And on to the next topic. Godzilla Minus One is getting an extension on its theatrical run here in the U.S., and they're adding more theaters to it, which says a lot. I'm slowly seeing more and more people on Twitter praising this movie, saying it's one of the best movies of the year, one of their favorite movies of all time. And like I've told everybody that is willing to listen to me, do not sleep on this one. If you can see it on the big screen, go see it. I'm thinking about watching it a second time in IMAX. Um, it's very good. And on that, this past week I've been seeing more people kind of being protective and or overprotective and kind of like gatekeeping with Godzilla. Have you not seen Godzilla in the early days? This dude did a flying drop kick, and he flew backwards with his atomic breath. Like, Godzilla has been many things, and he can be many things. He can be Earth's protector. He can be the goofy Saturday morning version that's for your kids. The legendary ones, he's glowing pink. This is leaning into the Monster Mash CG fest that people are gonna enjoy. You want something more serious? Go watch Shin Godzilla. The original Godzilla was a little bit more serious, and then watch Godzilla Minus One. Like, both things can exist in the same universe. It's okay. It's like saying, "Oh, I don't like pizza, but I only love cheese pizza." Like, what? No, like, you can like the same product in different forms. Anyways, as far as what I'm watching lately, there's this show on Netflix called Obliterated. Doesn't have any real big names attached to it. It's kind of a action comedy, and I've been enjoying it. A friend of mine recommended it. She said she loved it, and within a few minutes, I saw a lot of hanging brain. And if you know the term, you know what I'm talking about. So I see why she loved it. Some people, some people like their male nudity. Nothing wrong with that. But it's been fun, funny. If you don't have anything to watch, check it out. It may make you laugh. But that's gonna be it for today. I'm gonna try to keep these short. I don't know. My dog's snoring that super loud, so I don't know if you're hearing that. But I'm going to get back to Destiny because I got a lot to catch up on this week. So I will talk to y'all later. I hope you have a good one.